Have you ever asked yourself, after losing a job, can I retire or do I need to go back to work? That's a tough question, and it can be scary. The unknowns can be scary, and making that decision because it's for the rest of your life, or you feel like it's for the rest of your life, can be scary. But here's the good news. You're not alone. There's key factors you need to look at to make that decision for you. So stick around. We're going to go through 3 key factors to look at when making the decision whether you should work, go back to work, or if you can retire.
Life doesn't always go as planned, does it? Maybe you're facing a job loss, navigating a divorce, caring for a loved one, or grieving the loss of someone close to you. These moments can feel overwhelming, leaving you wondering, what now? Welcome to Thriving Through Transitions. In this broadcast series, you'll find hope, guidance, and practical advice to help you move forward one step at a time. Each week, Vicki Jern, a compassionate financial advocate, brings you thoughtful insights and actionable strategies to tackle life's challenges head on. From managing financial hurdles to finding balance and building resilience, she's here to help you survive and thrive. So, whether you're amidst a major change or preparing for what's ahead, join us each week to learn from someone who understands and who truly cares. Don't forget to subscribe and follow so you're always ready for whatever life brings your way. Be financially prepared for today and the uncertainties of tomorrow.
Hello everyone, I'm Vicki Jern, your financial advocate and guide through life's financial transitions. Losing a job is one of those financial transitions that can be very daunting. And especially if you're not sure if you need to go back to work or if you can retire. We're going to tackle that today. It's a big decision, and a decision that you don't take lightly. You've got to look at all the facts and gather all the data and make sure you're doing the right thing for you. It's your future. To make that decision, you need to look at several things, several factors, and we're going to dive into that. Key factor 1, financial factors. First and foremost, we want to look at your financial stability if you make that decision to retire, or can you? Let's start by asking a few questions. The first question is, do you have enough savings to retire confidently? How do you determine that? You need to take a closer look at your assets. You need to look at your 401k, maybe your 403b, your Roths, your investment accounts. If you've got a pension, if you're going to get a severance package, that's to be looked at also. You want to make sure that they cover your essential needs. And essential needs are your mortgage, your food, your clothing, things that you absolutely need to cover. If you're not sure, then this is where you create a budget. You either can go online and find a budgeting tool, or you can sit down and actually put it on paper. Put all of your assets down, and then you want to put down your expenses and be very detailed. Go back and look at and put everything down. Don't just put a lump sum. Be very detailed and go back and look at the last 12 months of history. And then think about, well, if I'm retired, will my expenses be the same versus what they were when I was working? So you've got to look at where you were and where you would like to be if you're looking at retirement. Can your income cover your expenses in retirement and you still have extra money to cover your wants, what you'd like to do to maybe travel? What about Social Security? For some of you, you might be close to Social Security age, or that is something to factor in. So that is, even if you made a lot more, for some, Social Security might be a little piece of the puzzle, but it's still, you work for it, so you might as well understand how it works for you and when you should take it. There's pros and cons about when to take it, and that should be built into your plan and your decision making. Again, review your debt. Look at what you owe. When will you be paying it off? Can you go back and negotiate? All of these are very important questions when you're figuring out your plan and your budget. Healthcare cost, that's another big expense. If you have lost your job and you're thinking about retiring and you're not 65 yet, but maybe your company covers your healthcare cost, that's very important. But if your healthcare costs aren't covered and you're not 65 on Medicare age yet, you've got to put that expense in also. And if you've got a spouse, their expense for medical. Maybe they are still going to work, so they can cover your medical. These are all things you have to look at when building that budget. All of these factors that I've talked about, these questions, build the foundation for your plan. These are the essential. It helps you figure out what you're really looking at when you were working and where you might be if you retire. Can you retire? Factor number 2, there's emotional and lifestyle readiness. A lot of people say, well, why would you say that? Well, it's very important because your emotions are running high and your lifestyle might change drastically. So I have some questions for you. What does your ideal day look like? You've been going to work, and when you were working, you had income, and you went into work at a certain time, came home at a certain time. But what will your day look like when you retire? Can you envision it? What does it look like 5 years, 10 years? Is it going to cost you more because you want to travel? Or maybe you're going to have to take care of an elderly family member or one of your own family members. Think about that. What do you anticipate that could happen? We don't know, but it's better to be prepared. You want to look at what role does work play in your life. I know it's emotional, but maybe for those of you that work is your life, and staying at home and working and retiring is not really something you can see. Consider that because you are very structured. So maybe you need to think about, well, if I retire, would I maybe work part-time because I need some structure, or I have some hobbies that I could do? This is very important to your emotional state and your stress level, and just figuring out whether you want to retire, or if you can retire, or if you maybe want to work part-time or go back full-time. How's your health? That's very important. Are you very healthy, so you see yourself traveling a lot? Or maybe you've traveled a lot in your job and you don't want to travel that much. But sit down, and if you're married, talk to your spouse. What do you both see in retirement? If you're looking at going back to work, do you have the physical stamina to go back to work? Or maybe you just want to work part-time or do something different. You maybe go back. I know clients that have actually gone back to college to get another degree, or they just want to be educated on something different, or they've done something with a hobby that makes a little bit of money. Think about all of that. What do you want? What is important to you? Another thing to think about, a question is what's your support system? If you retire and you're married, is your wife or your spouse, let's say your spouse, supportive of your retirement? Are they excited about it because you all are ready to go travel or do something, spend time with the grandkids? Or the spouse is going, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I'm not used to having them around and might cramp my style. So really talk about how you both envision retirement. If you're single, make sure that you think about that also. If you have family that you might have to take care of, what is your support system? And let them know. Or if you have grown kids, you're divorced and you're wondering, let them know what you're thinking and just share it, because another person might give you some insight of what your future would be because they've been around you more. Key factor number 3, balancing family and long-term planning. Finally, deciding whether to go back to work or retiring if it's financially feasible. You want to talk to your family and make some long-term goals. Don't exclude them. Don't just say, oh, this is what I'm going to do. If you're married, talk to your spouse about it. If you're single, if you've got grown family, talk to them about what you're seeing. If you've got friends or if you've got someone that you're very close to, they're your support system. Chat with them and see and let them know what you're thinking. It's very important to have that connection, especially when it's regarding long-term planning. When you're planning for the long term, do you have legacy plans? Do you have family? Do you want to leave a legacy to your family, to your alma mater, to maybe you have animals and you want to leave money to an animal shelter? Think about that. That's part of planning. So when you're looking at the whether you should retire, you have enough money, where are those goals in there? You might try a trial retirement. I know people that have actually said, I'm only going to work part-time just to see how I feel about this. And so the company they don't necessarily quit full-time, but they just quit part-time. Or some people actually take retirement but go back and work part-time, or they find a part-time job because they don't really want to be at home full-time, but they want the flexibility of being able to get up and go when they want to go visit. So try that. That's a thought too. Professional guidance is another area that I would highly recommend. You maybe have a financial plan, but it hasn't been updated. In your head, a lot of people keep things in their head and they don't put it down on paper. And they think they understand it, but when you're working on plans, there's so much more to it. And having someone by your side helping you along the way and knowing that you haven't forgotten something is so important, because this is a big decision. And I would recommend that you have someone professionally that can help you with that decision. And if you need a second opinion, that's very important too. Go get it. There's not a problem with that. Sometimes another set of eyes and ears helps, because you don't know what you don't know. That's the old saying, and I found it so true. And you want to make sure the plan is personalized to you, not to anybody else, to you, to your spouse and you, and not to your kids because they think you need to do this when you really want to do X, Y, Z. If today's conversation has hit home, I think that's great. Just know that I'm here and I can help walk alongside you. We can go through your thoughts, see if you have any holes in your plans, or even start setting up your plan. I'm here to be your guide and your ears and help you proceed forward to make this very important decision. Maybe you have a plan, but right now it's pushed your plan up by a couple of years and you don't know if you really should retire. This is the time to evaluate everything and make sure you're looking at a sound decision. We can explore your financial readiness, weigh your lifestyle changes, what you want to do, your goals, your risk tolerance, and map out a plan that fits what you're thinking about. And know that it is a plan in action. It can change, but at least it's a plan so that you're prepared and you can make a wise decision. If you're on a real quick timeline, because I know a lot of clients have had that issue where someone, their company wants a decision whether they're going to stay or not, feel free to give me a call at 832-698-2010. You can also visit my website at bfinancialpartners.net. Know that I'm here for you, and I would love to be your guide and help you make some decisions that are so important. Stay tuned next week for our next episode.